Finally! Nandito na ako sa dream school ko! Maiahon ko na ang pamilya ko sa hirap na nararanasan namin ngayon.
挥散不去，握你的双手，感觉你的温柔，真的有点透不过气。你的天真，我想珍惜，看到你受委屈，我会伤心。只怕我自己会爱上你，不敢让自己靠得太近，怕我没什么能够给你，爱你也需要很大的勇气，只怕我自己会爱上你，也许有天会情不自禁，想念只让自己苦了自己，爱上你是我情非得已，难以忘记初次见你。
Hey, watch what you're doing. Agay blah blah blah.
Ignore her, bro. She's just for nobody.
Is she a student or is she part of the janitor staff? I'm confused.
Sorry po.
Whatever. Let's go. Nandun ba niya kung ano bubuhan ng babae? Bagalis.
Ano ka naman? Sinuto yan. Pakiman niya.
Huwag na ganyan, pero ang problem din sa iya. Kaya nagiging ang problema, no?
Sus, kita ba ito?
Bago mo ka mga... Pero, ano ka ganyan? Ang trigo na testo.
I'm solving the areas of triangles, mga. Mamamalay niya.
Oh, that's it! Why ko kakuha notes?
Sus, tapos na ako sa akin ako. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Ayaw sa akin.
Balaan ko.
Tuloy kami, be.
Wakan ba naman isa? Yo guys, so we're going to learn how to solve for an area of a triangle. It's a basic skill in trigonometry, but it's very important. So once you know all the formulas, it's very easy. So let's go.
There are several ways to calculate the area of a triangle with the given information. First, the standard formula. When base and height are known, area equals 1/2 times base times height. Second, the oblique triangle formula. When two sides and included angle are known, area equals 1/2 times b times c times sin a. Third, Heron's formula. When all sides are known, area equals square root of s times s minus a times s minus b times s minus c, where s is a semi-perimeter, s equals a plus b plus c over 2. Fourth, area of a parallelogram. Area equals base times height, area equals base times height times sine, when angle is given instead of height. These formulas are useful not only in solving class problems but also in real-world applications. Imagine you're designing a triangular garden with the following side lengths. A equals 7 meters, B equals 8 meters, and C equals 9 meters. To know how much space you have, let's use Heron's formula. Step 1. Find the semi-perimeter. S is equal to 7 plus 8 plus 9 over 2 equals 12. Step 2. Apply the formula. Area equals square root of 12 times 12 minus 7 times 12 minus 8 times 12 minus 9 equals square root 12 times 5 times 4 times 3 equals to square root of 720, which is approximately 26.83 square meters. So the garden has an area of about 26.83 square meters.
So that's it. Tani nagpapati ka man po pa? Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
The next day.
Alright class, eyes here please. We'll do a paired homework today on law of sines and cosines. Shanchai, you'll be paired with Damingso.
What?
Let's get this over with.
If you just don't throw paper at me again, then we're good.
Yeah, we'll do it your place.
My place?
Yeah, my parents are on a business trip. Nobody's home. My wifi coming to Roy, no?
Ano yung wifi? You mean wife?
No, mango. Wifi, internet bala? Wala nga balo?
Wala eh. Ako di ako balo. Yung anong ginakabal mo ah.
Ay, kalo, Roy. Third world ang vibes. Base pati signal sa TV, why ka mo?
Kung hindi ka mag-cooperate, hindi na ni Dalit matapos. Hindi yung group chat niya. Mag-leave ka lang kung gusto mo ah.
Chill na bala. Kaya nakapanakdan mo wifi kung hindi mo access ha. Ako na balas na.
A few minutes later.
Ma, I'm home.
Good afternoon, tita.
Nak, may teacher ka man limang kubong. Sino naman yan ang gwapo?
Ma, tas may puro na yun ba? May ginhatag lang sila mga TV ko sa akin.
Gwapo rin. Crush mo?
Nabuti mo na yung mga tao na kami ah.
Uy, ano nilo? Sige man. Hindi naman ang doon ko ang mga sa labas po eh ha.
Sign, hindi si, as in, law of science. Bala pala, trigonometry.
Basta try mo lang yan. Tama man yung mga law man.
Tani, may law man sa hindi ba tinaman?
Oo.
Linis mo, kaya nang sulabi.
Kaya,
Hello mga madlang people! So today, we will be tackling all about law of science. Yes, the basic formulas and how you do it. Yeah. And if you want to learn about real-life applications, come on, let's study.
Let me introduce to you the law of sine. Now, you may ask what law of sine is. The law of sine is a fundamental rule in trigonometry that helps us solve triangles, especially when dealing with the non-right triangles.
not right. Iminin na wrong triangles eh.
No, oblique triangles. Oblique triangles that don't have a 90-degree angle.
Oblique triangles, for example. It relates the angles and the sides of a triangle in a simple way. Furthermore, an oblique triangle is one that does not have a 90-degree angle. It is labeled the same as a right triangle, capital A, B, and C for the angles, and small letter A, B, and C for the sides. There are possible cases of problems involving oblique triangles. 1. One side and two angles are given, AAS or ASA. 2. Two sides and an angle opposite one of the sides are given, SSA. 3. Two sides and an included angle are given, SAS. And 4. Three sides are given, SSS. Now, where can we apply the law of sine? We can apply it in architecture, aerodynamics, physics, and other scientific branches, especially for those people who aims to be in the field of engineering or architectural work. You may ask, what is the formula? Easy. Here is the formula in finding the missing angles or side of the law of sine. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Now, let us try and solve this problem. Angle A is 46 degrees. Angle B is 39 degrees. Side C is 7 centimeters. Find the degree of angle B. Find the side of A and B. Now, what are we going to do now? Well, first, we will take the given angles, which are angle A and angle C. We will be adding those two angles and then subtract the given answer to 180 degrees. And that's how we get the angle B. Now, let's find side A. A over sine A is equals to C over sine C. We were going to distribute it. A over sine 46 degrees is equals to 7 sine 39 degrees. With that, 7 sine 41 degrees over sine 39 is equals to A sine 39 degrees over sine 39 degrees. We will be going to cancel out sine 39 so that we were going to have A. With that, 7 sine 41 degrees over sine 39 degrees is equal to 8. Therefore, our side A is 8 centimeters. Now, let's try and solve the side B.
B over sine B equals to C over sine C. And we will be multiplying those with B to sine 39 degrees and 7 to sine 95 degrees. And we will be cancelling B sine 39 degrees to sine 39 degrees so that we will be left with B. Therefore, B is equal to 7 sine 95 degrees over sine 39 degrees, and our B will be 11.08 centimeters. Ay, te, easy, no?
Easy no? Princess, no, boss na. Ito ako, nag-triangle. Ito maguba sa tatlong kayong parts.
Ay, te, sorry ha. Ano yung plano mo dapat first aid kit sa imo kung mag-collapse ka na yun, no?
Ay, hindi naman kinanta. Kada sa person, mabalak kayo ha?
Ay, ang bot na!
Bro, look at this! I got a perfect score!
Kaya mag-score mo na tanlon?
Hindi, pero padaya kasi mo dito doon, hindi siya siya. Tapos kita to, oh my
Hindi
god!
paki ko da. So simple man lang na. Tapos lang ako.
Ayos ah! Pre, kasi arda na, pre.
Sige, sige, sige. Tsaka, kanina ko doon ako cosine. Yung huli mo daw ka kung si Gam. Tapos, na-perfect ako ng test. I think it was nobody.
Now, can you tell me what you know about the law of cosines?
Here's all we need to know about the law of cosines. The law of cosine is used to find a missing side or a missing angle of a triangle. There are two ways to solve a triangle by using the law of cosine. SAS, or also known as side angle side, and SSS, also known as side side side. The SAS can be used when two sides and one angle are given, and SSS when all sides are given only. There are two different formulas for the law of cosine. One for missing sides, and one for missing angles. The first formula for finding the missing side is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c if side c is the missing side. If side b is missing, it can be arranged to b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. And a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a if side a is the missing side. The formula is still the same even after switching around the order of sides. And the formula for finding the missing angle is cosine c is equal to a squared plus b squared plus c squared over 2ab and can be rearranged to cosine b is equal to b squared plus c squared plus a squared over 2bc and cosine a is equal to a squared plus c squared plus b squared over 2ac. Now here's a real life example. A sari-sari store and a restaurant form a 30-degree angle if viewed from a mall. The distance of the mall to the restaurant is 30 kilometers and the distance from the sari-sari store to the mall is 40 kilometers. Find the distance of the restaurant to the sari-sari store. By using the formula c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c, we can write our solution as c squared is equal to 30 squared plus 40 squared minus 2 times 30 times 40 cosine 30 degrees. First, we will square 30 and 40, which will give us 900 and 1600. Then we will multiply 30 and 40 to negative 2, which will give us negative 2400. Then our solution will become c squared is equal to 900 plus 1600 minus 2400 cosine 30. Then we will add 900 and 1600, which will give us 2500. Then we multiply negative 2400 to the value of cosine 30 degrees, which is 0.866, which will give us negative 2078.4. Then we subtract that to 2500, and we will get 421.6. But we are not done yet. Lastly, we need to square 421.6 to get our final answer, which is 20.54 kilometers. Which means the distance between the restaurant and the sari-sari store is approximately 20.54 kilometers. And that's how the law of cosines help us solve real-world triangle problems with ease, just like how a GPS finds the shortest path between two places. The law of cosines can find the missing link in any triangle.
Are you trying to impress me with your formulas? Do, balaan mo na gali.
虽然经常梦见你，还是毫无头绪。外面正在下着雨，今天是星期几？
Mana? Can you help me with my upcoming exam? It's about solving general triangles and I want to impress, try to be smaller.
Is that so? Sige, I'll help you. Pero, baklan mo to blero na?
Oo, bis ka nagsama na ang cartoon, basta baligid lang po.
Sige listen here.
There are actually a handful of things that we need to remember when we are trying to solve for general triangles. When the lengths of two sides of a triangle and the measurement of the angles opposite one of them are given, one solution does not always exist. In this such case, any of the following will be true. Number 1, no triangles exist. Number 2, exactly one triangle exists. And number 3, two triangles exist. You should remember that the bigger the angle is, the longer the side is. So in other words, the triangle may have no solution, one solution, or two solutions. Anyway, there are actually cases and conditions that could help you remember or know how many solutions that triangle has. So if A is lesser than 90 degrees, here are the cases you need to remember. Additionally, here are the possible cases if A is greater than 90 degrees. Here are also some more tips. For the SSS or side-side-side, if all three sides are known, start with the law of cosines to find the largest angle. Then, use the law of sines for a second angle and subtract it from 180 degrees to get the third. For SAS or side angle side, use the law of cosines to find the third side. Then the law of sines for the smaller of the remaining angles and subtract it from 180 degrees for the last angle. For ASA or angle side angle, subtract the two known angles from 180 degrees to find the third. Then use the law of sines to find the two unknown sides. Then, for AAS or angle side, subtract the known angles from 180 degrees to get the third. Then use the law of sines to find the missing side lengths. And lastly, the SSA or side-side angle. This is the ambiguous case. So depending on their values, there may be no solution, one triangle, or two triangles. And now, since we know everything about that already, let's try to solve this problem. You're standing on a hill looking for a signal tower. The angle from your location to the tower is 35 degrees. The nearby base is 9 kilometers away. You think that the tower is only 4 kilometers away from you. Can you locate it?
So the given is angle A is equals to 35, side A is equals to 4, side B is equals to 9. So let's check. B sin A is equals to 9 sin 35 degrees. So it gives us approximately 5.17. Since A is equals to 4 is less than 5.17, there is no triangle possible. So no, you cannot locate it. Tapos na tol.
That's right! Next, for case 2, you're hiking in a forest and you're trying to locate a fire lookout tower. You spot a landmark like a ranger station that's 9 kilometers away from you, and you know that the angle between your line of sight to the tower and the ranger station is 50 degrees. You also know that the tower is 12 kilometers from your current location. Find all the missing values and state how many solutions it contains. First of all, we need to use the law of sines. A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. Then substitute the values. That gives us 12 over sine 50 is equal to 9 over sine B. Then cross multiply. 9 sine 50 is equal to 12 sine B. To cancel 12, we need to divide both sides by 12. And that gives us sine B is approximately 0.57. And then we need to multiply 0.57 to sine negative 1. And that gives us angle B is approximately 34.75 degrees. To look for angle C, all we need to do is subtract 50 plus 34.75 from 180 degrees. So angle C is equal to 95.25 degrees. And lastly, for side C, since we already have angle C, all we need to do is A over sine A is equal to C over sine C. Then substitute the values. 12 over sine 50 is equal to C over sine 95.25 degrees. Then we cross multiply. That gives us C sine 50 is equal to 12 sine 95.25 degrees. To cancel sine 50, we need to divide it to both sides. And that gives us C is approximately 15.6 kilometers. Thus, angle A is 50 degrees, angle B is 34.75 degrees, and angle C is 95.25 degrees. Meanwhile, side A is 12 kilometers, side B is 9 kilometers, and side C is 15.6 kilometers. Oh, sige na, baklin ako to katobleron ko.
But I don't know 你去哪里。虽然不曾怀疑你，还是忐忑不定。谁是你的那个唯一？原谅我怀疑自己。我明白，我要的爱会把我宠坏，像一个小孩，只懂在你怀里怀。你要的爱，不只是依赖，而 像个大男孩，风吹又日晒，生活自由自在。虽然不曾怀疑你。
Okay, gets more? Sige be, tell me what you have learned.
Go! Imagine slicing a pizza. Each slice is like a sector of a circle. Today, we're going to tackle two important concepts related to that slice: arc length and area of a sector. First things first. A sector is the portion of a circle enclosed by two radii and the arc between them. Then, the arc length is the distance along the curved edge of the sector. And lastly, the area of a sector is the space inside that wedge-shaped slice. If the circle has a radius r and the central angle of the sector is theta in degrees, then the arc length in degrees will be theta over 360 times 2 pi rad. And if area of a sector is in degrees, then it's theta over 360 times pi rad squared. But if theta is in radians, then the arc length in radians will be r theta, and area of a sector in radians will be 1/2 r squared theta. Let's say we have a circle with a radius of 5 centimeters and a central angle of 60 degrees, which arc measures pi over 3 in radians. Let's substitute them. If its area of a sector in degrees, then it will be 60 over 360 times pi 5 squared. So it will be 25 pi over 6, or approximately 13.1 centimeters. If its arc length in degrees, then the formula will be theta over 360 times 2 pi rad. Let's substitute again. So it will be 60 over 360 times 2 pi 5. So it will be 25 pi over 3, or approximately 26.18 centimeters. If its area of a sector is in radians, then the formula will be 1/2 r squared theta. Let's substitute 1/2 times 5 squared times pi over 3. So it will be 1/2 times 25 times pi over 3. So it will be 25 pi over 6, or approximately 13.09 centimeters squared. Lastly, if the arc length is in radians, then the formula will be rad theta. So let's substitute r into 5 times pi over 3. So it will be 5 pi over 3, or approximately 5.24 centimeters. And there you have it! With just 4 simple formulas, you can easily find the arc length and area of any sector. See? I'm such a genius!
So, kaya ito mo, nalipatan niyo at group study?
Ate, sorry. Nagtuon pa kami ni Dawin siya about arcs and sectors, ano?
Dali, ano na, ito na pala.
Game ah. Ready na gid ko yan?
Sige, tapos na sa buong cornet. Put points on the unit circle.
Ama na.
Oo.
Bakit mo na ito, Jesus? Ta?
Ang mga video, ayun, video, nakapundi mo.
The unit circle has a radius of 1 and is centered at 0, 0, with the equation x squared plus y squared equals r squared, or x squared plus y squared equals 1. The angle theta is measured counterclockwise from the positive x-axis. On the unit circle, cosine is the x-coordinate and sine is the y-coordinate. Here's some commonly encountered angles below with their corresponding values in radians. I know. It's a lot to memorize, but this will be a really huge help. Here's an example. Imagine a tire as the unit circle, wherein r is equal to 1. A point has a y-coordinate of negative 1/2. Find the two possible coordinates using x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. First, we need to substitute the values. So x squared plus negative 1/2 squared is equal to 1. Then, 1/2 squared is 1/4. So, we need to subtract 1/4 on both sides. Then that gives us x squared is equal to 1 minus 1/4. 1 minus 1/4 gives us 3/4. After that, we need to get the square root of both values. So, with that, x is equal to square root of 3 over 2. Thus, the coordinates are square root of 3 over 2, negative 1/2, or negative square root of 3 over 2, negative 1/2. Finding the coordinates of points on the unit circle using the form 180 degrees and plus minus a, points on the unit circle can be represented by cosine theta, sine theta. One more thing to remember is that the sign, whether it is positive or negative, depends on the quadrant of the angle. But before we solve for the coordinates, we need to get the reference angle first. The reference angle is the smallest possible angle made by the terminal side of the given angle with the x-axis. Here's an example. Imagine a plate as the unit circle. Find the coordinates of the point of a 120-degree angle in standard position on the unit circle. Since 120 degrees is between 90 and 180 degrees, it's in quadrant 2. Thus, its reference angle is 180 degrees minus 120 degrees equals 60 degrees. To solve for the x-coordinate, we need to use cosine theta, then substitute the reference angle, cosine 60. So, x is equal to 1/2. For the y-axis, we need to use sine theta, then substitute the reference angle 60. So, sine 60 is equal to square root of 3 over 2. So, since the angle is in quadrant 2 and its signs are negative positive, then the coordinates are negative 1/2 square root of 3 over 2.
Sometimes pala guys, di ko kapati nga. Ari na ko di. Sa una, kalingid man ako sa probinsya. Wala kami access sa computers, phones, saan galing sa books, wala gid. Subong, ari na ko di po sa inyo.
Sus, syempre kami, ang para sa imong sanchay.
You've come so far already. We're proud of you.
Sang una, gina-dream mo lang. Subong, gina-achieve mo na. Padayon lang, Chanchay.
And sa mga pariyo sa akon, who thought they'd never have access to this kind of knowledge, who feel like they're stuck in a place without resources, this is why it matters. Learning doesn't just change numbers or equations, it changes lives. Even when it feels like there's no way out, there's always a way to understand, to grow, and to rise up again.
We love you, Sir Erickson! 难以忘记初次见你，一双。